What is up, guys, and welcome to a slightly different video. Today we're running through who I think should be going to the World Cup for England. Now we're going to start with the goalkeepers, and for me the first choice has to be Joe Hart. Now although he hasn't had the best couple of years over the past time, Torino, West Ham, being kept out the side by Adrian, but he has the international experience that Butland and Pickford, who would be my number 2 and 3, he has that international experience, like getting Panenka by Pirlo in the penalty shootout. But no, he is a good keeper, and I think if he gets back in that side, gets consistent, he'll do well for us in number 1 at the World Cup. Now, next up, we've got a few key players that I think absolutely have to go to the World Cup. End of story. Now, first one is obviously, he got a Team of the Year this year, so there's no way you're keeping out Harry Kane. He's got to be right up top every single match. The only worry is his injury. Spurs, please don't use many of the games, because we need him at this World Cup, otherwise we're going out to Panama or something. Anyway, second key players, an interesting one actually. He'd still get in the squad, but for most people he wouldn't be a key player. And that is Eric Dyer. Now for me, he's really good. I put him ahead of Henderson, because I think he plays that CDM role really well. So that's why I've gone for him. At centre-back, he's not very good, but at CDM, he'll hold almost the join between midfield attack and defence really well and keep it strong at the back and be able to push forward. I mean, other players can put, like Lallana and Lingard, can push forward more as well. Next key player, Raheem Sterling. Whether he's on the wing, whether he's at cam, whether he's an impact sub, it doesn't matter. He needs to be there. He's been a critical player for City. He's going to be a critical player for England. He's to be honest, our best winger by far. No, he's no David Beckham, let's not get this wrong, but he's very good and very quick on his feet. So I'd love to see him at the World Cup, obviously. Final two key ones is a centre-back pairing, actually. Jones and Cahill. Now, some people may not pick either of them. Actually, Cahill actually wasn't in the squad the other day for the Italy or the Holland game, which for me is a big shame, although it's partially because he's not getting game time at Chelsea, because they've got so many good centre-backs like Christensen, Luiz, Azpilicueta and Rudiger as well. So that's the issue there. But I think he still needs to be in the team, because like Hart, he has that experience of big competition. He's been around for years. What is he, 31, 32 now? Actually, I think he's 30 now, I think about it. Yeah, he must have been around for at least 10 years and has that big game experience. He's won a Champions League winners' medal, so he must be good at something. Phil Jones, personally, I'm a bit biased towards him, but I think he's one of the hardest workers in football. Like, he really puts the effort. I mean, he crawls along on his face to, like, header the ball away, and almost getting kicked in the head on one occasion. He pulls, albeit the most retarded faces we've ever seen in the world of football, but he's a real grinder, and he doesn't have that raw talent. He's like Ronaldo in a way. He has a bit of raw talent, but he really works on it to get himself there. And that's why I think he has that character that needs to be in the England side. And both Jones and Cahill have that leadership characteristic that you almost need at the back, to be honest, because I can't see Kane being captain. Anyway, next we're going to move on to the fullbacks. For me, right back has to be Walker and left back has to be Young, because both are nice and attacking and they can both move to different positions if we're not doing fullbacks, because Walker has proven that he can go into that centre-back role, which he would fit into nicely, quite happily, and Young can also move further up the pitch to left wing if that were necessary. So those two would be my number 1 fullbacks. The cam spot. Gonna be a lot of arguments on who we take here. Now, Raheem Sterling should be out on that wing, I think, because we've got enough options. But it's quite simply, both of them have to go for starters. But it's got to be either Ali or Lingard. And I think there's only one spot in the first team. Now, with both of them, they've got their pros and they've got their cons. Lingard, he's on form. Like, he's on really good form for Man United. He's on really good form for England. He got the goal against Holland the other day. But I think Ali's that little bit better. So the difference is, do you want form or do you want experience? And both of them are quite young, but Ali's got a little more experience. The issue with Ali is, even though he is more experienced, he's not the most mature player. considering he went off against Slovenia with his middle finger up. So that could be an issue. And Lingard, there are quite a few England Man United players that could be getting into the side with Young and with Jones and with Ratchford. Saying that, also there are a lot of Spurs players, so either of them could link up with their teammates. So for me, it's 50-50. It's just down to what Southgate goes for. I'm not really bothered, but both of them need to be on the plane. That is for certain. My backup fullbacks, because we did the fullbacks a minute ago, Danny Rose, Ryan Bertrand, because England have so many good left-backs at the moment. We had Ashley Cole all those years ago, he was great, but now we've got Young, Rose, Bertrand, and two players that I would have liked to take, but wouldn't be able to, is Sessegnon and, oh yeah, Luke Shaw. I don't think he'll get in it either. Luke Shaw or Sessegnon. If you don't know who Sessegnon is, he was a Fulham fullback. He's very good, actually, very promising. Could make a big move this summer, but if Fulham get promoted, which it looks like they will, he'll probably stay there for at least another season, which I hope he does, because if he goes straight to the top, he'll really, really struggle. But yeah, climbs the right back up, by the way. Backup centre-backs. Now, we're really getting into the depth of the squad now. Chris Smalling, he's just a consistent player, to be honest. Not good, not bad. He's just there. Like, I'd pick him up because he has more experience again and links up with Jones. The other centre-back, a less experienced one. Now, I had two options, or three, actually. I haven't gone for John Stones, which some of you may think is a bit of a risk, but I think he never plays at City, or he very rarely plays, so I don't think he should be in that side. I've gone for Harry Maguire. Yeah, Harry Maguire, that's it. I was thinking, have I got the first name wrong? No, Alfie Mawson or Harry Maguire were the two options, and I've gone for Harry Maguire, because I think Leicester are higher up the league. Swansea, they're down at the bottom, so if Swansea had a better season, maybe Mawson would get in ahead of Maguire, but because of his good year, I think it has to be Maguire. Now, only 6 spots left, and there are a lot of players that I haven't said that arguably deserve to get in it, but we're running out of spaces. Next up, we've got 3 Liverpool midfielders. We've got Chamberlain, Henderson and Lallana. I've left them late, but all 3 of them have to be in this England side. Just have to be. So that takes us down to 20 spots. And to be honest, all 3 of them can get in the side. I think Henderson's behind Dyer. Chamberlain's behind Lingard or Ali, to be honest. And Lallana, I think Lallana should be in that first team, because I think the midfield should be Eric Dyer at the CDM, and then Ali or Lingard and Lallana pushing forward a little bit more. Because Dyer will mean that Lallana, who sometimes has to stay back and sometimes been pushed out on the wing, which he shouldn't be on the wing, he's not a position for that, but it's stupid when he gets pushed out. I know he did that in his Southampton days, but that was a long time ago. He's older, he's a different player now, so don't put him out there. He should be in that first 11 though, even though he hasn't had the most game time recently. Lallana should be in that first 11, in my opinion. 3 players left, and they're all attackers. First one is Marcus Rashford. On form, off form, we don't know what he'll bring, but I think he has to go. I think he should be in the first team, to be honest. I think Kane, Rashford, Sterling in a front 3 with Kane slightly further forward is what we need to do. Because Rashford, he's not a winger, because he is fast enough, but he's not like, he needs to be up front, but on the wing at the same time. So I put him like a left forwardish kind of position, in between the two, where he can go out to the wing and do his tricks and his pace, but he can also cut in and do his good shooting, to be honest. I don't know how to say it, but good shooting. 2 players to go. This is probably the biggest shock of the whole side, but for me, there are a number of options for backup striker. Callum Wilson, Sturridge, Welbeck, Vardy, but I've gone for who'll be the most experienced player in this side, Jermaine Defoe. Now, I don't know how many games he's played for England, probably 30, 40, I guess. But he always turns up. He's consistent. He's been consistent for 10, 12 years in the Premier League. Now, I know he's 34, but he has that leadership as well. Hart, Cahill, Jones, Defoe, and leading on to the final player, Walcott, all have that experience that you need in a big international competition. It's not like the Premier League when you can get quickly accustomed to it. You've got 3 or 4 games and then you could be out. So you have to have those experienced players to combine with the young ones coming through. Theo Walcott, as I said, yeah, some people wouldn't put him in. he would be back up to Raheem Sterling. But I can see him getting game time. I can see him playing against Panama. I can see him playing against Tunisia. I can't see him playing against Belgium or in the knockouts. But to be honest, he's a good winger and he could be a good impact sub if it came down to it. So that is the 23. I'm not going to run through them again. I'll probably put a list up on the screen now. But other than that, Gareth Southgate, make sure you see this. This is definitely the team you need. Signing off for now. Peace! I love you.